Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and this is going to be a short one because I did some digging and those will be in a separate video that will come out sometime later on Thursday. But I wanted to get something up in the morning and I thought this was something you might be interested in. So I did a little search for POTUS and I thought I'd start out with DuckDuckGo, and this is what I came up with when I went to images. So we start out in the very first picture that has a human in it is not our current POTUS. It's our former POTUS. And I thought that was a little strange, but it's not that uncommon. But I did think it was odd to have the Presidential Pet Museum seal here. I have no idea what that's for, but first pets of the USA. I guess this POTUS doesn't have one, but you know, the reason he said he didn't have one is because he didn't think it would be fair to the pets because he just doesn't have time to play with the dog. Well, yeah, so that's pretty good reason. If you don't have time to play with them, you don't have time to work with a dog and have it be really part of your life, then don't get one. Don't just get one to show it off and say you've got it. And say you're going to get it from, like, you know, a humane society or something, and then don't. And so, anyway, my pet peeve on that one. But then we have a picture of POTUS and former POTUS, and then a kind of weird picture of current POTUS. But then we have this. Well, that is not POTUS. It is our vice president. Yeah. So, and I guess maybe it would be under POTUS, if you want to put it that way. But then we have another one. This is our previous POTUS. Here we have another one. Guess what that is too? Yep, that's our vice president as well. So then you have these two where you can barely see POTUS. I think he's here on this one and over here on this one. And so then we have a ship. I don't understand the connection on that, but then we have this one where, again, he's far away. And then we have another one of Pence. So we have a lot of Pence. This is about the first real close-up. Well, we had this one, and this weird one here. But then there, actually, first real picture that we have of him working. And then we have another Pence. And then we have POTUS getting out of the car. And then we have Pence. So I just thought it was kind of an odd selection there. Now, I used to think that DuckDuckGo was pretty fair and balanced, if you want to say it that way. I thought that they were really unbiased in the way that their search engine algorithm worked. Well, I'm not so sure about that anymore. I also noticed, this is kind of weird, but I tried it with Google, and I came up with a lot more pictures of our current POTUS, you know, than I did. Of course, they always have to put this one in because they think this one makes him look really bad. So, you know, the problem with being on video is that anybody could take 1 second of a video, a picture where you just don't look decent, and that's the one they use. It doesn't represent the full thing, so that's what they're trying to do. Here they made him all orange. Yeah, they just do that. So they tried to pick the really bad pictures. But anyway, there's a lot more of POTUS on here. I was very surprised. So that was unusual to me, that they actually do have, you know, more pictures of our current POTUS than they did of the previous POTUS. Well, that was fine. And so Google appears to be more fair in this respect than DuckDuckGo. And I did hear somebody told me that DuckDuckGo was bought out by Google, but I can't confirm that. I haven't looked for it. I mean, that may possibly be true, but I don't know. But then again, I thought, well, let's try Bing. So here we put Bing, and of course they still have that Presidential Pet Museum seal here. They still have the ship. They still have this picture of POTUS and the weird picture of POTUS, and then they have previous POTUS. Well, there's another Pence. The Pence, you got to get the Pence ones in there. But you got a few more POTUS. But check this one out. Top suggestions for POTUS. Yeah, guess who? And look what they gave for POTUS 45. Yeah, that's what they gave for POTUS 45. So I think there's still some shenanigans going on with all the search engines and everything. But I just thought I'd bring those to your attention. And while I was searching, remember my forte, if you're new to my channel or anything, I like going into congressional websites and, the different committees and the Supreme Court and trying to find documents and things that you may not have seen that haven't been put out in the news or anything. Well, it's really hard to do that right now because in August, everybody's gone. And the Supreme Court doesn't even come back until October, the beginning of October. So, but I thought I would go there, and I knew that, but I thought I would go there and just see what they had going on, if maybe I could find out what court cases they have coming up. And I came across this. I thought this was an interesting piece of trivia, that they drape the courtroom doors with this black drape when one of the justices has passed away. And so this was for, of course, Justice Stevens, who had retired. So, this was kind of an interesting little thing, and it's supposed to stay up for 30 days as the sign of mourning. And so I think he passed away at the beginning of July, didn't he? And so it's been quite a while. It's been more than 30 days now. So I don't know if they're going to be taking him down, if they just left the picture up, whatever. But yeah, I couldn't find out what dockets. I thought it would be interesting to see what cases were on there, but I couldn't find them. So I'm sure they've got them already set up, a lot of them that they're going to do, and it's probably somewhere on this site, but I didn't see it. So anyway, I went on here and I thought, well, let's see what the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence is doing. Well, here's my opinion of this website. This is the stinkiest website I have been to. Of all the congressional committees I've been to, this one is horrible. They don't update anything. I mean, their updates are like, well, this one, ooh, look at this. They did a report, their recent actions, 7/25. So they had that. But this one, 7/17/2018. It's like, come on, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing on this? Why is it 2018? That's for March, There's from May. But seriously, guys, what are you doing? And then when you try to go to the press, this is just pitiful. You go up here to the press and you click on it, and it's like, okay, so they had something from May. And then everything else is 2018. They are not updating the website. What's wrong with them? Anyway, so this whole site, it's virtually useless because they don't tell you anything that they're doing. Isn't that the whole purpose on these sites? That they're supposed to let you know what's happening? Well, anyway, so that's just a little irritation that I found. Terrible website. I really do not spend a lot of time on there. And then there is this, because I was reading an article, which is going to be on the video that I'm going to do after I do this one, but I wanted to do this one shorter, and so the other one will come out later on in the day sometime, maybe not until the evening, but that'll be on Thursday evening then. And it will include the article that I was reading that led me to check out Chuck Grassley, because it's an Epoch Times article, and it was saying how Christopher Steele was concerned about Comey going before Congress because he was worried about Representative Grassley. And I thought, wait a minute, hasn't Grassley been a senator for a long time? Oh yeah, since 1980. So I have no idea why Christopher Steele called him a representative instead of senator, but he's not an American, so that could very well be why. He just didn't understand the two different terms. But in the process, as I was reading through this, again, we're talking about bias here, and oh my, this is a very biased article about Grassley. And it comes down here, it's just really weird because at this point it stops about his being a representative. And it's like, why didn't you just add on another line there that talks about him being a senator from 1981 until right now? It's just weird. And when you go through and you look at this, I mean, it's like negative stuff. Well, it's written in a negative way, I should say. It shouldn't be surprising because, yes, I know Wikipedia is left-leaning. I understand that, but it frustrates me every time I see it anyway. Yeah, he voted against establishing a legal holiday to commemorate the birthday of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Well, it makes him sound like this evil guy. Yeah, that's not true. This guy is a real patriot. And he's done a lot for us over the years and deserves to be commended. So anyway, that's what I've got for you on this one. I just wanted to show you a little bit of bias that I was finding and some interesting non-bias. But the reason maybe with Google is, there was a big document dump that was put out there. And that's one of the things that I have been working on. These huge document dumps have come out. Like the Epstein thing, there were like 2,000 pages on that. You have the Project Veritas documents. Oh, there's 950 pages on that. And by the way, make sure you see the video. And, it's just, there's the Bruce Orr 302s, Nellie Orr's testimony, and all of these different things. It's just like there's so much to absorb. And I'm not a real fast reader. So, it's been a little overwhelming. So that's why I'm working on that stuff. And I didn't get as much done today as I wanted to. So I wanted to give you something short but interesting. So yeah, there we have it. There is our POTUS and evidently the vice president, who is very popular with DuckDuckGo. So that's what I've got for you on this one. I would thank you for stopping by, and I'll see y'all later.